And here we are at the reviewing area, and here we have the Perfect Effects Leonidas, their take on a T-Beast design of Lio Convoy, or what some people like to call him, Leo Prime, which I think, like I already said, I think that Leo Prime is the name in America, because I know Lio Convoy is in Japan, but I think Leo Prime is here in America. I could be right on that. But anyways, now before we get to this figure, I do want to say, from what I was trying to say in the intro about what T-Beast is, and yes, I was right. What T-Beast is, which is collected in 2 volumes books, which are only released in Japan, they're a collection of concept art characters, Beast Wars and Generation 1 characters made up into beast forms and not the vehicle modes, like the characters from G1. So yes, I was right. It's a collection of taking some G1 characters, and of course Beast Wars characters, which already have their beast forms, and making them into what they would look like if they have beast forms and not vehicle modes. So that's where this figure is from. So yes, I was right. But now that is out of the way, let's now take a look at this figure. Now, this figure is not entirely accurate to one of the volumes in the T-Beast books, but they've like tried what they could, from what I can tell. And as you can see, Lio Convoy here is a lion, but this is a more robotic lion look compared to the original one, which I don't have, which is a more realistic, organic lion form. This is a more robotic lion form, which I do like. And getting a closer look at the beast mode head here, the beast mode head is really, really nicely done. you could see does have some nice red paint on the eyes with some metallic gray paint lining around the red paint on the eyes. You can see here. Yeah, you can see there. And some nice black or gray paint on these things on the sides of the beast mode head. And some nice paint on metallic gray paint on the nose. And the teeth inside here are painted nicely done with silver paint on it. And going to the mane here, which has little spots of red paint on it. And coming to the top here. Oh, and it does have some translucent red on this thing here, which y'all can't really see, but this is a translucent red here. Oh, there you go. You can kind of see the red in there. And here's the other side of the mane here. And going down to the legs here, which are nicely done. Just have a lot of whites and reds and some gold paint on the toes here. Also, I do want to say now, some people do think that, well, some people do say that the beast mode on this figure is not that great. I actually think it's pretty cool looking all around, but that is my opinion, because well, like I already said, I do think the lion mode on this figure does look really cool, but it does have some issues. But we'll get to that in the robot mode, not the beast mode, because the beast mode here, like I said, does have some issues, which is part of the robot mode, and we'll get to that in the robot mode. But like I said, I do think that the beast mode on this figure does look really cool. I know some people have issues with the beast mode. I for one, do not. And here's the back here. have some nice gold paint here with little spots of red there. You could see there. And here's the top view here. And already you can already see he is all armored up already. And you can still display him without all this equipment on him if you want to, and I'll show y'all how these remove if you want to display him without all these equipments on him. And all around, the beast mode, like I already said, I think it does look pretty cool all around. I know a lot of people have gripes with the beast mode, but I for one like it. Now for articulation, I'm only going to show that the beast mode head articulation, not the legs, because the legs here, the front legs are going to be forming. Well, I should say all four of the legs are going to form the robot mode. Even the torso here of the beast mode, it is, of course, going to form the robot mode itself. So for the beast mode head articulation, now the beast mode head can rotate left and right, and the way it rotates is you have two different, two ball joints holding on these hinge joints here that you have to work with here. I'll try and show. Yeah, you could see there. So yeah, these two joints here are on ball joints that you have to move if you're moving his head left and right. And the beast mode head, of course, that does move up. However, if you move it up all the way, you start to run into some problems. Like here, this gap, you can see, and that is if you move his head up all the way, his head would look like it's floating in the air because he has no neck on him. So if you're gonna move his head up, I would advise you to just move it up just a little bit, because if you move it up all the way up, then his beast mode head would look like it's floating in the air because he has no neck. You can see there. But the jaw that does open up, you can see there. And once you open up the mouth, the top part of his teeth do spring down. See there? And for some of you asking, yes, that these teeth are kind of sharp. So be mindful of that. And the main parts, these on the bottom do move on a ball joint. This bottom one, okay. But this bottom one does move up and down. Yeah. And you also have this part that moves as well. And for the other main parts, these things, I think they might be on ball joints. Yeah. These are on ball joints, but I wouldn't move these if I were you, because these attach to a part inside of the lion's head, which is for robot mode. But these things do move on a ball joint, yes. They have a ball joint here, and they have a swivel joint here. And this top main part does move up and down as well. And like I said, the legs do move all around in beast mode. Even the torso here that does move as well, but I'm going to save that for the robot mode because, like I said, the articulation on the legs and the torso are both for beast mode and robot mode. And another issue, now, mine does I have heard some reports about his front legs being too loose. His front beast mode legs being too loose. When you're trying to get him into a pose, because sometimes when you're trying to get him into a pose, the front legs will kind of do this, like they'll just droop down. In other words, if you want him to, if you want to get him into a pose, you will either have to have them straight like this, or have them like this. Oh well. For the front feet, I can show you the articulation for the front feet here. So the front feet does have a ball joint here, I think. Okay, no. Okay. No. The front feet are not ball joints. They have a hinge joint here, a swivel here, a ball joint, I think. No. These have a hinge joint here and a swivel here. Yes. And the toes do move on their joints here. Only this toe and this toe, not the middle toe. Okay. So now, back to what I was saying. So for the front legs, if you want to get them into a pose, you need to have them straight or have them like this. If you're going to get them into a pose. Because on some copies of this figure, these front legs will either be loose or feel really snug. Mine, from what I can feel, oh. Mine, from what I can tell, are not so loose. They do hold up on my figure, but there are some copies that do have those looseness issues on the front legs. that is pretty much it for the beast mode. Now that there is stuff you can do for the beast mode, which is you can arm him up like you can already see here. So and to show you, on the back here, he has these two guns here that you can strain them up, and these do love to pop off on these things here. But to show you here that they move on this joint here and this joint here, which is on a soft ratchet. You can see here. And the way these tab in is from this hole and well, these two tabs into these holes here. But you can raise them up so you can have that look going on. And there goes the other one as well. So you can have that look there. And another option you can do with the guns here is the barrels of the guns do extend out, so you can have that if you want to. And for these things here, you can leave these on and rotate them like this, but you will have to. Well, I don't think you can do that. But these do remove off of these holes and these tabs here, which do have a hinge joint here. Oh, and another articulation that I forgot is the tail does have some articulation to it, but I'm going to save that for the robot mode. But the tail, what I can tell you is the tail does hold up its position fairly well. On my copy, because I have seen other reviewers where the joints on the tail on some of their copies are kind of loose, but on mine, that they're not really loose on mine. And again, I'm going to show off the articulation of the tail in robot mode. Well, if I to touch it, it will kind of droop down. But it still does hold up on my figure. But anyway, so you can remove these off, and showing you the detail and paint apps here. Got some red paint here with some blue inside here and bits of silver paint here. But what I was going to tell you is that there is another way to attach these two, and that is onto these things here. And these do flip out. And that just came off. But these do flip out, and you can rotate them around, and these pegs do flip out. And you can attach these onto these pegs using the same holes here. Oh, and this part does remove as well, which there is a reason why this removes, but we'll get to that when we get to the robot mode. But attach these on here, and there you go. And you would do the same thing on the other one. And I will go ahead and attach this back on here. So now you can have even more firepower on him. But there is one more thing that this figure does come with to go along with all of these guns here, and that is you get this little translucent visor piece, and to attach it right in front of his beast mode head. He does have, there you go, he does have a little hole here where this tab goes into. And there you go. And I am going to have to back up the camera. So there you have a lot more firepower on him. With a lot of guns on him and the red visor here. And this does look, that does have like a reminiscence of Zoids. And I've heard of Zoids, but I've never watched it. But this look here with all these guns do have like a Zoids look to it. And Zoids is a cartoon or an anime that came out in, I don't know. I don't know when, but it is a, well, it came out a long time ago. But this does have like a Zoids look to it. And he does come with a couple more accessories, but they're meant for robot mode, which we will get into right now. So to start off a transformation, first I'm going to go ahead and remove these visors here. Now, you can still transform this figure with all of these guns and stuff on him, and it doesn't affect anything. But I am going to go ahead and remove everything off of him so that it's easier for me to show off the transformation. And that part that you saw me removed goes into this tab and that hole there. And this part does, and this does move up and down, but it does remove as well. Gonna go ahead and get these off. Removes from this tab and that hole there. So, kind of set these off to the side. Now, the transformation is one of those straighten out the limbs and transform the beast mode head things, which okay, some people might like it or not have a problem with it, and some people kind of do. I'm not really a fan of Transformers where you just of transforming beast formers where you just have to straighten out the limbs and transform the beast mode head. Because I would have liked something different, like something new to the some of the beast formers transformations, instead of just straightening out limbs and transforming the head. But that is just my opinion. But anyways, so to start off the transformation for the back legs, all you do is just straighten out the knees here on this joint, and this red thing, which is the kneecap, you want to bring it down and slide it down, and then bring up the knee on this top joint here. And once you're done with that, you just bring back the leg and then collapse it up. Then do the same thing on the other leg. And we're already almost done. And now I'm trying to get them all straightened up. So now for the top here, and you can already see his robot mode head, which is visible from the bottom, but when you look at him all around in beast mode, you couldn't tell that there is a robot mode head. You just have to look at it from the bottom to see it there. And for the front legs, you're gonna bring them down like this. And these joints are really tight. Rotate them down. Then rotate him at the bicep here, and to reveal the robot mode hands, you're gonna take these things, untap them, and swing them around so they're like this, and rotate the hands around. And for these things, you just want to... They were like this, but you just want to bring them out and and kind of push them in. And these are on ball joints. Just to show you that they're on ball joints here and a hinge joint here. Now, for the lion head, what you're going to do is, for the lion head, on the inside here, it's tapped into, you can see it's already there. It's already undone for me. You want to untap them from these holes and these tabs from these main parts here. And once these are untabbed, you want to take this part and kind of pull it out some. So it's like that. And then for the lion head, you want to also get it out of the way. And to show you how they move, they have a ball joint here, a ratchet joint here, and well, this shoulder pad has a ball joint here, and I think this is on a... No. That this part does not have a swivel. But once these are untabbed, these do tab into this tab and this hole on both sides. And for this shoulder pad, you want to rotate it this way, so it's like this. So it's like this here. And for the lion head, the way this is articulated is by a ball joint at the base, a ratchet joint here, and the lion head has a ball joint here and a swivel here. So just tap that in and position the lion head so it's like this. And you're done. So the transformation from what y'all saw. Oh, for this part, you wanna you need to make sure that it's in a position like well, you can position this however you want. So that way it's out of your way. And now... Okay. I am going to have to do this off camera real quick, so be right back.